You know, in our endless search for a little bit of calm at a chaotic world, one ancient herb seems to be popping up absolutely everywhere: ashwagandha. It's being sold as this miracle cure for all our modern stress. But is it really a safe remedy? Or is there a hidden risk we're not talking about? Well, in this explainer, we're going to separate the hype from the science to figure that out. So if you're feeling stressed, anxious, maybe a little overwhelmed, let's be real, who isn't these days? You are exactly the person that marketers are targeting with ashwagandha. The claims are huge, but can an ancient herb really tackle modern-day stress? Let's dig in and see what the evidence actually says. All right, so what is this stuff really? Ashwagandha, or if you want to get scientific, Withania somnifera, is a total cornerstone of Ayurveda, which is India's traditional system of medicine. We're talking centuries of use here, for everything from boosting energy to sharpening focus. It's so well regarded, it even earned the nickname Indian ginseng. Now, to really get how ashwagandha is supposed to work, you need to know this one key term: adaptogen. An adaptogen is basically a substance that helps your body adapt to and resist stress. Think of it like a smart thermostat for your body's stress response system. It helps bring you back into balance when things get a little out of control. Okay, adaptogen. Sounds pretty cool in theory, right? But what does the science actually say? Let's break down the mechanisms that researchers think are behind its reputation as a major stress buster. So the main idea centers on how it talks to our body's stress command center. It's called the HPA axis. Think of it as the hotline between your brain and your adrenal glands. The theory is that ashwagandha helps regulate this entire system, which can then lead to lower levels of cortisol, our #1 stress hormone. And, less cortisol usually means feeling less anxious. And hey, this isn't just a vague theory. A major review of a bunch of clinical trials found some real, measurable effects. As you can see right here, the evidence points to a small but statistically significant improvement in overall sleep quality. Even better, people actually reported feeling more alert when they woke up, and they felt their anxiety levels drop. Now, it didn't seem to have a big impact on their overall quality of life, but for sleep and anxiety specifically, the evidence is pretty solid. And get this, the research even managed to pinpoint a specific dose. The analysis found that the biggest improvements in sleep happened when people were taking 600 milligrams a day, or even a little more. So we actually have a concrete number that seems to be the sweet spot in these clinical trials. Okay, so we've seen the potential upside, but, and this is a big but, the story doesn't stop there. Like any substance that's potent enough to work, there's another side to ashwagandha that almost never gets talked about, and it's so important to understand. So let's turn to a real-world case study. This story comes from a case report published by the National Institutes of Health. It's about a 73-year-old woman who had a history of mild hypothyroidism. So she decided to stop taking her prescription meds, and for 2 straight years, she treated herself with ashwagandha instead. Well, that decision landed her in the emergency room. She showed up at the hospital with this laundry list of really scary symptoms: a racing heart, tremors, she was dizzy, totally exhausted. The diagnosis? Thyrotoxicosis. It's a really dangerous condition where your body is just flooded with way too much thyroid hormone, basically sending all your internal systems into overdrive. And to put this into perspective, her heart was hammering away at 173 beats per minute. That's a serious cardiac event called supraventricular tachycardia, or SVT. This wasn't some minor side effect, this was a life-threatening complication, and it was tied directly to the supplement she was taking. And the proof is right here in the blood work. Just look at her TSH levels, which are a key measure of thyroid health. When she came in, her level was less than 0.01. That's a sign of severe hyperthyroidism. The doctors had her stop the ashwagandha immediately. And what happened? Just 2 weeks later, her TSH was back in the normal range. By week 5, it had actually gone back to her original hypothyroid state. The cause and effect here is just crystal clear. The researchers who published this report wrapped it up with this really powerful statement. It's just a stark reminder that natural does not automatically mean safe. These supplements can have very real, very powerful effects on the body that can seriously complicate things for doctors. So what's the big takeaway here? Is it that ashwagandha is just bad? No, not at all. It's that it has to be used responsibly and with a bit of knowledge. So let's walk through some practical guidelines for how to navigate this stuff safely. So to avoid building up a tolerance and having it just stop working, a lot of experts recommend cycling it. A really common way to do this is to start with a low dose for a few weeks, just to test the waters. If everything feels good, you can move up to that therapeutic dose for a couple of months. But then, and this is the most important part, you take a complete break for several weeks. This lets your body reset before you even think about starting the cycle over again. And this is absolutely critical. For some people, ashwagandha is just a flat-out no. That includes anyone who's pregnant or breastfeeding. Also, because it can fire up the immune system, people with autoimmune diseases should definitely stay away. And as we just saw, anyone with a thyroid condition needs to be extremely careful. It can also mess with certain medications, so talking to your doctor is non-negotiable if you're taking anything else. Okay, last thing. Let's say you and your doctor decide it might be a good fit for you. Now you have to actually go shopping. And the labels on these supplements can be so confusing. So let's quickly decode them so you know what you're looking for. You're basically going to find two forms on the shelf: powder and extract. The easiest way to think about it is this. The powder is like using a whole ground-up orange peel, but the extract is like concentrating just the orange oil from that peel. The extract isolates the key active compounds, which are called withanolides, and that makes it way more potent and consistent. It's no surprise that's what most clinical studies use.
But wait, it gets a little more complex. When you look at extracts, you'll see either a percentage or a ratio. A standardized percentage, like 2.5% withanolides, is really the gold standard. It's a guarantee of how much of that active ingredient you're actually getting. A ratio, on the other hand, just tells you how much plant was used to make the extract, not its final punch. So for a reliable, consistent dose, you always want to look for that standardized percentage.
So where does all this leave us? Well, ashwagandha isn't just some harmless herb. It's a powerful tool that can literally tune our body's systems, for better or for worse. It is not a cure-all, not a panacea. It's a potent substance with real benefits and very real risks. So the question isn't just, does it work? The question is it right for me? And that's a conversation you need to have not with a wellness influencer on social media, but with your doctor.